Hi, welcome to what we're going to call episode 3 of my build to the Boston Marathon. This episode is going to be a little bit different. My kids are on spring break and I decided to come up to Flagstaff, Arizona for a mini training camp. This is not Boulder. I don't have my normal videographer, so this is going to just sort of be me reviewing my week of training and sharing all my workouts with you, which I also recorded on my COROS watch and uploaded on Strava, so you can check it out there. So this week isn't really true to my normal routine. I'm up here in Flagstaff without my kids. They're on vacation with my husband and their grandma, and I'm up here, visiting my oldest daughter, but also just really focusing on training, and I really never get to do that. I'm outside of my normal routine, away from home, and really get to lock in. At the end of the week, it'll be 3 weeks to go to the Boston Marathon, so it was nice just to get in not only extra altitude, but just extra sleep, focus on nutrition, all of that. I got here Saturday night and flew into Prescott, however you say it. Drove maybe 30 minutes outside of town and stopped for a run on a random trail I found, and it was actually quite nice. Finished the drive back up to Flagstaff and saw Kiki and went out to dinner. On Sunday, I explored some trails right from where I'm staying, and the trail dead ended, but I found some other single tracks and did some loops. Got a little lost, found my way back, kind of the perfect introduction to learning the Flagstaff trail system. I haven't run or been able to train up here all that much, minus maybe a week, literally 12 years ago when I was up here with my husband for a training camp. So it's kind of been fun to discover new routes, and it's been really refreshing. And then Sunday evening, I did a little shakeout with my daughter on the bike, and that was really nice. On Monday, I got to meet up with an old friend, Lauren Higgins, whom I've known since college, and she's known Kiki since she was little, and actually Kiki got to join us for a few miles that morning, so we ran at a very popular trail called Mailboxes, did a little out and back. I had a little longer, so I drove Kiki back to class, dropped her off, and then added on, and then did another double with the NAU team, which was super fun because they showed me another new trail going north from campus, and I appreciated, unlocking new routes that I maybe wouldn't have found very easily on my own. Tuesday, I had a long run with a workout. So the assignment was 3 by 3 mile tempo, and then 3 by mile back to a 3 mile tempo. I got, 23 miles total. I did that out on Lake Mary Road, kind of back and forth, mostly because I was self-supported, but also because I don't really know what happens with the road after about 3 or 4 miles out. So I just went with where I was familiar, back and forth, and it was toasty. It was, I would say, the first warm day of spring that I've experienced. Got nice and sunburnt like a rookie and got lots of good miles in. It wasn't super fast, but I keep having to remind myself I'm at 7,000 feet, which is quite a step up from Boulder, 5,000 feet. So trying to go easy on myself. I was kind of annoyed after I finished that workout, but after talking to my coaches and kind of debriefing with them, I felt a lot better. Let's see, that was Tuesday. Wednesday, I got to meet up with a bunch of people from Bowerman Track Club. We also ran Mailboxes again, but miles just clicked by with lots of good company. It was really fun to meet some new faces and run with some old friends again. After that, I went and checked out Flagstaff Athletic Club for a lift and a little sauna session. And then I did a double at another new trail. I tried out a spot called Woody Mountain and did a little out and back double there. I did that one by myself. It was one of the only runs all week that I was actually by myself. On Thursday, I met up with another group of athletes. It was so nice to run with Jessa Hansen. She led us on a little trail adventure loop that I would have gotten very lost on by myself. So I was glad she led us through that. It was her and Philly Bowden, Nikki Hill, and Emma G. And it was just great company and chatting the whole way. Once again, the miles flew by. I doubled that evening, kind of back at the same spot, but on the road with Paige Stoner, another mama marathoner, and Kiki got to join us on that run too, so I got to share some more miles with her. This morning was another new adventure. I drove down to Camp Verde, which is a little town about 3,000 or 3,200 feet in elevation down the mountain to the south. And I ran a 3 mile tempo and then a whole bunch of 400s. And again, like, not super stoked with it, but then upon further reflection, I think it was really solid work. I think I averaged like low 520s for the tempo portion, which is, you know, just as good as I've done. I think my expectations were high because I kept thinking it would feel like sea level, but by this point in the week, I'm already 80 miles in the bank, and legs are definitely feeling the long run on Lake Mary. So giving myself grace, taking this workout for what it's worth, and yeah, just happy to make another deposit, money in the bank. Tonight, I will do another double and meet up with my kiddo for one last dinner before I head back home tomorrow. The week overall has been really lovely. I have enjoyed my time here. I feel spoiled getting to focus on myself, my training, my nutrition, my sleep. I miss my kids so much though. I think it was on Wednesday I woke up and I thought, like, yeah, this is long enough. I'm ready to be back home. But I'm trying to stay focused on the positive and be grateful for spending time with my eldest. And gosh, we've shared a lot of good coffee, a lot of good food, some good miles. I'm just really grateful for the opportunity to be up here and ready to, you know, get back to work for a few more days, and then looking forward to the taper on to Boston, which we will document more of as it gets closer. So thanks for tuning in. See you soon.